I'll get comfy.
Hi there.
Hello.
I'm Bill. This is Lisa.
I'm Lisa.
And we're at Meditate. And this is the meditation studio here in Fort Lauderdale in the Wilton Manors area. And of course we do meditation here. And today's Lisa's first day. She's going to be doing a program called Meditate in Motion, which is going to be great, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But why don't we start, if you guys are looking to get a little more centered, just do a little quick meditation. And it's very simple, and this is the one thing that you'll learn, is that you can meditate anywhere at any time, except when you're driving, of course. But it's really about, all you have to do is focus on your breath. So just for a moment, if you're ready, just sit there and close your eyes if you're comfortable, and let's just take in a couple deep breaths. On the second breath, when you breathe in, feel your body lift up as you breathe in. And when you exhale, just allow yourself to drift and sink down. And do that again, this time lifting yourself up. And when you're ready to exhale, release all the air from your body and just totally empty yourself and feel everything just relax. And then just let your breath become natural and calm and peaceful. Just let your breath flow at its own pace, in its own time. But keep your mind focused on that gentle flow of your breath. Just allow yourself to feel that in and the out, the rise and the fall. And perhaps your breath and that gentle flow remind you of the waves flowing into the beach. Just imagine that flow over and over again. Imagine you're breathing with the ocean. Breathing with the earth. Just let your breath flow. And as you're relaxing into your breath, allow your mind to let go. Release yourself from the agenda of the day. Let go of anything that's bothering you or worrying you. Just let yourself be. Just let yourself relax. And feel how much more calm and peaceful you are. It all starts with the breath. Recognize, if you allow it, your breath will take you down into this calm, peaceful place. That place is always within you. You just have to let yourself be. You just have to breathe. And then feeling calm and peaceful. When you're ready, gently open your eyes.
Yeah,
Very good.
Namaste.
That's
That
a
was
good start.
beautiful. I'm here with Bill in Meditate Studio in Fort Lauderdale. I'm so relaxed right now. It's so peaceful, this room that we're in. Hi, Brian. There's Brian
Hi,
watching
Brian.
us. I can't wait to meet you, Brian. Now I'm talking low. I have my inner meditate voice
Just
on.
changed your mood, right?
I know, totally. But this room that we're sitting in is so beautiful and serene and relaxing. And these seats that we're sitting in, you see this, how relaxed this is? I mean, it's so comfortable, and the music and the art. Let's talk about the art that surrounds us, because it's very relaxing and meditative as well.
Yeah, when we were looking to open our space, my really good friend Mike is an artist, and most of his art is based on a lot of the meditations that we've done together over the years. So when we were building out the space, he was looking for a place to open a gallery, and it's a no-brainer, because as I said, the art is connected to meditation, and the colors and the feel and the textures are very meditative. So when you walk into the space, you see and you feel a connection automatically with the art, and it just fills out the space so perfectly. So it's a great addition, and it's very unique. So the art has a story, and we're allowed to take you on that journey of that story, and art is subjective, so you get out of it what you want. So you could sit here and just meditate on a piece of art, because they all have a story to tell, so it's great.
Like when I walked in this morning and I met him, Michael, we were talking about Archangel Michael, and I was telling them stories that I've experienced. But right in the front entrance, there's 7 different paintings, and they represent the 7 chakras, which are amazing, energetic vibes that I felt when I saw them. And you see, Brian, my 2 favorite people. Yay,
Right.
mwah, I'm included too. I can't wait to meet him, really.
He will.
But let's talk a little bit about the chakras, because
Sure.
I wanted to do a show about chakras and explain maybe just a little bit of information so people understand.
Sure. So if you've never been exposed to chakra is an energy belief. It's a belief that we have 7 energy centers within us, and they're called chakras. And those 7 energy centers, they go from the base of our spine to where our seat sinks down, all the way to the top of our head. Now those chakras are like, a lot of people like to think of them as balls of energy, but they're actually more like wheels and cogs that they're connected together. So they flow from one to the next, and they all flow together. So those energy centers are connected to our emotions and our all of our internal organs. They're connected to our moods and our everything. It's connected to everything. So we use that chakra energy and those meditations to connect ourselves and balance ourselves and open up those chakras so that they flow more freely, and that our emotions are more calm, and that we focus on our values and put the energy in the right place. Now those chakras are all connected to vibrations, and everything's vibrational, right? So that's why you can do a sound meditation based on vibration, but they're also connected to colors. So when you think of the colors, and you think of the colors of the universe, the colors are red, orange, yellow, blue, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. So the 7 colors, there are 7 chakras. So it starts at the red at the base, and then under the tummy is orange. Right here in the sacral is yellow. Around your heart is green, and you have a blue in your throat. And this third eye up here is indigo, and the top of the head is the crown, which is violet. So we have all that energy flowing through us, and all those colors, and all those emotions, and all the values, and all the things that are important to us. So in a chakra meditation, as I said, we're looking to open up those chakras, because if you think of like your heart chakra is out of balance, or there's something, if you feel hurt or you feel sad or there's something going on, that chakra is out of balance. Well, what happens is they all work together. They reach out to each other and work together. So if this one's out of balance, then everything's out of balance. So what we do is we work to open them up through our imagination and through vibration and through thought and through feelings, and it helps us balance that energy. And in the process of balancing the chakra energy, we're also balancing our mind, body, and spirit, and becoming more grounded and connected and safe and feeling secure in who we are. So it's a great process. Now, I could talk about chakras, and I do quite often, for hours on end, because there's so much involved into them. So just think about something like the root chakra is red. And when people start to think about red, some people think red is a violent color, right? But red is actually a calming color. Think about the red color of the earth. So that root chakra connects you with the earth, and it allows you to feel grounded and safe and secure. So if you start to have fear, you start to feel unbalanced, and you don't feel grounded, then that means your root chakra is out of balance. Just for an instance, that's a great one to talk about, because you think about the root, and the root connects you to the earth, and we like to sometimes in a meditation we talk about that root chakra and how that red energy actually reaches down into the earth and allows us to take what we need from the earth to give us that balance, to make us feel safe and secure.
Hey, I have a question.
Yes.
Since he loves talking about chakras. Okay, so I love purple and blue, the colors. Like, I'm so drawn to those colors. And you said that's the throat chakra and the crown chakra.
Right.
So communication,
Yes,
and does that have anything to do with my mind and communicating?
Absolutely.
How does it relate, the colors, to me as a person?
So from what I know of you and the times we've met, you're a great communicator, right? And you speak your truth. So you think about the throat chakras right here. It's blue. So that throat chakra is the chakra of communication, but it's also the chakra that connects to your truth and allows you to speak your truth. It allows you to speak more freely and more openly, and it pushes you to communicate to others. But it also allows you to see when other people are speaking their truth back to you. So it opens you up. So being a great communicator, but it's also the chakra of healing. So it's the chakra center of healing. So what you do for a living is help people heal,
Right.
physically and emotionally, and so it's obvious that that connects to you. And then the violet is the chakra. It's the crown chakra, and it's what connects us to the higher. being, our higher purpose, our higher truth. And when we focus on that crown chakra, it opens us up to see that we are all connected in one way or another, whatever your beliefs are, that we're connected to a divine being, or we're connected to the universe. So it opens us up to that connectivity, and it connects us to a spiritual kind of love and a spiritual kind of compassion. It's what helps us, pushes us to reach out to help others and to offer our help and our compassion.
Wow, that
and
makes
stuff.
so much sense.
So you can obviously see that's why you're drawn to those two
wow.
colors. So.
See, I don't know a ton about chakras, so thank you, because that's so interesting. Okay, so for the people listening who have chakra blocks, their chakras are blocked. So they come in here. And before he answers this question, I just want to say something. For those of you who are learning about meditation or want to learn, it's much better to come down here in Wilton Manors, where this studio is, and learn in a place where you have great teachers, you have the ambiance, you have the music, you have the sound healing. It's much easier to be in an environment like this than to try it on your own. So definitely come down here. And where are we located?
We are at 1881 Northeast 26th Street, and we're in the Wilton Manors at part of Fort Lauderdale. So if you're looking to find us, we're right off of Federal Highway on 26th Street, about 4 blocks west of Federal. So it's very easy to find in the Wilton Manors Shopping Center. And our space is nice and vibrant and bright, and there's plenty of free parking. But if you look on our website, just go to meditatefortlauderdale.com, and there's our full schedule, there are directions, there are questions and answers, there's some videos and some good stuff on there. And you can also, if you don't have time to come to a studio and meditate, you can see on our website that we have a subscription program where you can listen to up to 30 meditations a month, and well, it's unlimited. Actually, you can listen to them as many times as you want. But there are 30 meditations on there. And so it's a great program. So just go to meditatefortlauderdale.com if you have any questions. But yeah,
okay, and I'll add the links on at the end of this video. So, okay, our chakras are blocked.
Right.
Now, let's talk about a communication. We talked about throat chakras, the root chakra. What about husband and wife who are having problems, intimate problems, and their chakras blocked?
Right.
Okay, talk about that chakra and how do we open them up?
The orange, which is at the base of the tummy, right underneath the navel, right? And so that's the chakra of intimacy and of relationships and of all of our organs that are located in our pelvic region and all that. So when those are, so how do you open it up? You focus on things like the color orange. Chakras can be opened up just by focusing on food that match the color. So you think of orange, there's oranges and tangerines and things that are orange, right? So you can open up your chakras with food, but the best things to do are focus on that color and think about that, concentrating on that area and feel it opening up and recognize that that's where that is. And that chakra is also, I like to think about it as the chakra of our deepest intuition. It's where you get that gut instinct that tells you when something's right or wrong. Or again, when somebody's saying something that you don't quite get and you feel it in the pit of your stomach, that's coming from that chakra. And when it's open and flowing freely, you get that intuitive feeling more often than not. So, but if you're having issues in your relationships, that's a great one to focus on, because we think about that orange chakra and where it's located. We can open it up by just really talking about and experiencing that vibrant orange, and you can even think about things that you connect with orange. So if you close your eyes and think about orange, sometimes you'll get a scent of an orange, even though there's no orange around you. You can just imagine that scent, and so you breathe into it and you allow yourself to really deepen, and you start thinking about everything in your life that you connect with the color orange. And I like to push people to start thinking about, if you really need to open up that chakra, is really just sit there and imagine in a meditation that you're watching the sunrise. And you're just focusing on that sunrise and just feel that energy as it comes up out of the water, if you're looking on the beach, right?
Right.
And you just get that orange-filled sky, and then you start to see that ball of light just lifting up, and that energy pours into you, and it helps open it up. So that's a great process for that. Now, some other things we do is sound, and I'll grab a
I was just going to say, grab it.
We're
gonna. The next question was about sound healing, because I had been talking with Bill about a friend of mine who owns a drug rehab center up the street from here. I'm actually going to go there after I leave here. Agape AIM Center, and his name is Joseph, and they do meditation and sound healing for
Right.
drug addicts. And they have this purple diary they write in, and they play music, and the music, the vibrations of the music helps heal the drug addicts that are staying there and going through rehab. So sound healing is so important. I'm so glad you brought that up, because that was my next
It's
question.
a big thing, and we do a lot of sound healing sessions here. We do Wednesday at lunchtime, 12:15. We do one on Saturday mornings at 10:15. We have a gentleman, his name's Rich. He does a Wednesday night hour session, and then we do a Thursday night at 6:15. So just look at our schedule; they're all over there.
Okay,
but what
I'm gonna
the
get
theory
ready to
behind the
meditate.
sound is that all those chakras are connected to a vibration, and so those 7 vibrations connect to all of our chakras, and that vibration helps open it up. Excuse me. And so when you're sitting in a sound meditation, even if you don't believe in that vibrational theory of energy, that energy moves you. So just think about, there is nobody on this earth that can't sit and listen to a piece of music that might move them to emotion. So think about even like opera. You don't have to know the words to feel emotion.
Yes,
or a
and feel
symphony.
it.
A symphony can just move you to emotion. So just think about, that's what this does. It opens up that vibration. And I'll tell you, I've done many of these sound classes, and I've had people cry in the middle of them because it releases so many emotions and it opens them up. Then I've had other people that just break out in a sweat because they just feel like all that energy is moving around. It's an amazing experience, and if you've never done one, I suggest you try it and open your mind, because a lot of times people come in with these expectations of what they should be thinking or what they should be doing. It's like, if you just relax and disconnect from that mind that wants to always direct us on how we should be thinking and what we should be feeling, and just let yourself go with the flow, that sound meditation is one of the most amazing experiences you do. And that's why you see it happening all over now. So I have, this one is connected to the heart chakra, right? So it's the heart.
The
pole.
heart. Okay, I'm going to close
is a good
my
one,
eyes
right?
and open my palms. So if you're listening and you're able to meditate, I like to tell people to open their palms up to the universe.
Yeah.
Don't cross your
Don't have to
arms.
close
Don't cross
yourself
your.
off,
But
right.
of course, be comfortable, and there is no right or wrong way.
It's up
So
to you.
just relax, let go. Okay, I'm
It's your
ready.
meditation. So we're going to start with, and you just hear the sound.
Beautiful.
And just imagine that vibration. And if you focus and you can feel it vibrating your heart, it's really great. It's a beautiful sound. So, in the chakra meditation, we have 7 bowls that connect to the 7 chakras. No brainer, right?
Right.
It's great.
Now let me
And-
tell you what just happened to me, and so you explain, because this has never happened to me. I normally feel it and I get relaxed, but today I started, like, I felt a lot of movement.
Mhm.
That
Well,
energetic.
Just think about, let me turn, I have a little bit of music on in the background. Let me turn it off for a second. Just so you
That
can.
was like powerful. I
So
felt.
if you listen, if you really listen to that vibration, if you listen to a vibration like that, as it sits there, you can feel that vibration going up and back, right? Well, that's pulling your, connecting that vibration to you. So that's why you were feeling that.
Wow,
pull to you.
because I've never felt my body actually move like
Interesting,
that.
right? So
That's
great.
incredible.
So imagine doing that for 30 minutes or an hour, just listening and immersing yourself in the sound. It's a spiritual type of meditation, because it takes you out of the thinking part of it. Because when you're sitting in a guided meditation, no matter who you are or what you're doing, you're trying to tell your mind to stop thinking, but you're going to be thinking. And you're following along to the guide and you're imagining whatever they're talking about. But when you're just listening to sound, listening to vibrations. There's nothing really to ground your thoughts in, so you're eventually your mind gives up and just lets you go with the flow.
Yeah.
So that's why I always tell people when they first try, it's like, the first 10 minutes might be difficult because you're trying to figure out what you should be, where you should be, what you should be thinking. But after a while, like I said, your mind is just going to say, I don't know what to do, so I give up. So I'm just going to go with the flow. So then you allow the energy to really flow within you, and you feel that pull and that. It's really good.
And I love what you just said. For those of you watching and listening, what he just said is so powerful that your mind cannot shut off. I mean, a lot of people ask me all the time, when you meditate, Lisa, or you're teaching meditation, I'm having a problem because I can't shut my mind off. It's impossible to shut our minds off. And people are so worried that, oh no, I'm never going to shut it off. What you said is very powerful. You relax your mind. It goes to a more peaceful state of being. I just have to read a comment before it goes. I would love a session. LV, your comment is rolling. Let us know where you are. Are you in Florida? And for those people who are not in South Florida, can you repeat what you said about the app?
If you go to our website, meditatefortlauderdale.com, we have online meditations, and you just subscribe. It's a monthly subscription, or $12.99 a month, and there are over 30 meditations on there, and they're always changing. I'm always adding new ones up because I like to keep it interesting and keep people good. And they're anything from a 10 or 20 or 30-minute meditation, and there are all kinds of themes, and there's all kinds of anything from healing to motivation to relaxation to all that stuff. So it's meditatefortlauderdale.com. But if you're in the area, again, look at the website, and you can see what our class schedule is. And we do between 5 and 6 classes a day, every day, Monday through Saturday. And that's why Lisa's here, because she's starting a new series, which is we're calling Meditate in Motion. So she's bringing her expertise in the fitness part and her passion for meditation into a class and helping us see that we can connect meditation to stretching and the feel of our body. And it's a great program. And so she's starting this week, and she'll be here every Monday and Friday from 9:30 to 10:30.
Right.
So it's a great class. And so look at that one and look at all the other schedule. And we do a free beginner meditation. If you've never meditated before, we offer it for free because we both have a passion for meditation. And I just want to teach as many people as I can how to meditate. And we do it, and I do it for free on Saturdays because I just want people to let go of those expectations of how do I shut my mind off. It's like we just talk about that. We don't shut our mind off, but we can learn to become observers of our thought. We start by focusing on our breath, just as you do in every meditation. You learn to become an observer of your breath. And once you learn to do that, you learn to become an observer of your thoughts. You realize that you don't have to direct your breath. Your breath flows all day long. It doesn't need your help. It's the same thing as your thoughts. They're going to flow all day long. Our mind is going to think, we can't stop it. We don't want to stop it. We want to imagine and we want to experience things. But we get so caught up in our thoughts sometimes, and we put so much energy in these random thoughts that take us in all these different directions. When we learn meditation, we learn to become observers. And we get to decide which thoughts we're going to jump into and what thoughts we're going to put our energy into. And if it's a thought that has nothing to do with what we want to put our energy to, or a thought about the future that doesn't matter, or the past that's just reliving old wounds, we say, I'm not going to put my energy into it because I'm here and I'm now, and this is where I need to focus. And so that's what meditation will teach you over time.
Yeah.
And so it's a great practice.
Yeah. So something funny I want to share with you. I did a survey with all the Facebook friends that I have on my Body by Lisa and Metamorphosize and this personal page and on Instagram. And I asked them, out of everything that I teach, what would you want to learn the most about? Fitness, nutrition, meditation, love, healing. They all answered meditation to become healthier and happier.
Right.
So let's just give everybody, here's LV. I'm in New York City, but we'll check out the website. This is something I've been searching for. See, awesome. It's meant to be. Great. That's why we do these videos. Not to say, hi, here I am. No, it's because we're educating people. And like Bill said, we're so passionate about what we do. Meditation has completely changed my life. I'm a very A-type personality. I'm going. And it's funny because when I met Bill, I come in the door like a hurricane. You know, I come in and I'm full of energy and I'm done teaching boot camp and spinning. And then I see him and he's quiet and peaceful and serene. And then I come into this room and I come into this more peaceful state of being. So we want to share with all of you how meditation can actually change your life. It's very, very simple. Let's give them a couple of steps that they can do starting today, watching us. What you just said, I'll start with the first one, breath, breathing. So at the beginning, when you did the meditation, when you did the sound healing, I took long, deep breaths, and breathing quiets your mind. It relaxes your nervous system and brings you to a peaceful state where you can become healthier and happier.
Yeah. And so once you go through that first step of focusing on your breath and settling down, and in the process of that, you let yourself become guided, and you start to realize that every time you're breathing in, you're pulling in positive energy. And every time you're breathing out, you're letting go of the old and the used, right? You're letting go of what's no longer needed. So in the process of meditation, you focus on taking in the positive, and you focus on letting go of what you don't need. And you can go deeper than that. You're not just letting go of old oxygen. You can let go of thoughts that aren't serving you, of a conversation you had earlier in the day that's weighing on your mind, of things that you're dragging along. And so you just think about it and start to visualize. And that's a great thing in meditation, as we open up our imagination, we become more visual, and we allow ourselves to start to release things and focus on breathing in the good and let go of the bad. And as you move through a meditation, once you get settled into the breath and you ground yourself in whatever you're seating in, and you immerse yourself in the space that you're in, and you start letting go of anything going on outside of the here and now, you realize that this is the only place that matters. This is the only moment that truly matters. Now, it takes practice, because every time you're sitting in a meditation, your mind is going to try to pull you away 1,000 times. But I like to think about the process of focusing in meditation. I like to think of like focus as a muscle, right? And you like to tell you do muscles, right? So you think about that focus, right? And if you treat focus like a muscle, and you recognize every time your mind pulls you away, and you pull it back by turning it back to your breath or whatever we're focusing on, you're doing a rep on that muscle. So it's like every time you bring back, it's like doing a rep. So just think about it as you're sitting in a meditation. Every time you do that, you're doing a curl. Well, that focus is getting stronger and stronger and stronger.
Right.
So what happens when you stop, and you stop focusing, and you lose your meditation? Just like every muscle, it's going to shrink back down. So meditation's a practice. It's something you have to be consistent with. It's something you have to do over and over again. But to look at it from that perspective and thinking, every time I find my mind pulling me away, and you catch it and come back, I'm working out. So you don't get angry at those distractions. You don't get frustrated with them. You look at them as challenges to help you pull back harder. And sometimes those are going to be heavier reps than others, but that's what the challenge is. And look, we created a space that I think is pretty great, but it's not a bubble. There are still distractions. Look, we're on a busy street, and sometimes you'll hear a siren go by. Or there are offices upstairs, and sometimes you'll hear somebody doing something. I don't know what they do up there, but it's like gorillas sometimes. Yeah. So the distractions are always going to be there. You can't live in a bubble. I wish we could, but we can't. So you look at those distractions as opportunities. So if you're sitting in a meditation class and somebody sneezes, don't give them the dirty eye. You should actually reach over and thank them for distracting you, because it helped you do another bigger rep, right?
You bring it back.
Yeah, so that's what meditation is all about.
See who that is? I can talk while you go
talk.
check.
Yeah.
Somebody just walked in. Okay, so breathing would be the most important thing, and just breathing in a long, deep breath, holding your breath, and then exhaling out. No expectations, what Bill just said. Don't expect to turn your mind off and go into this blissful, peaceful state of being just like that. What I feel is very important is consistency, dedication, and working on your practice, and what Bill just said about doing a bicep curl. So many of my clients want to lose weight, get in shape. Here, I'll move over so we can see you there. And they have to be consistent with their diet. They have to be consistent with their exercise program, and they make it a way of life. And they don't snap their fingers and lose 30 pounds. It takes time. Same exact thing with a meditation practice. Right. You have to be consistent. You have to be dedicated. You have to practice every single day, no matter what, because if you don't, you're never going to learn how to let go. You're not going to learn how, when you're in the middle of rush hour traffic and you're getting stressed out, you just need to stop and take long, deep breaths, and that changes everything. And how you learn how to do that is when you practice every day and you're consistent and you're dedicated over time. I would say 30, 60, 90 days. It becomes a way of life, just like eating healthy, just like exercising. It's a way of being.
Right. So what I try to do when people first come in to meditate or start to want to learn about it, as I say, challenge yourself to try it. Give yourself 30 days and say, I'm going to make a commitment for 30 days and I'm going to try to meditate every day for 30 days. And it's not going to accomplish everything, but after that 30 days, like Lisa, after 30 days, it becomes a little more of a habit. It becomes part of your routine. Mm-hmm. And in those 30 days, you try to meditate every day. And you don't have to meditate for 30 minutes every time. You can meditate for 5. You can meditate for 10 or 20. Whatever works for you, you have to fit it into your day. Just try to make it happen. Now, in that 30 days, you have to remember, meditation is a non-judgmental practice. So if you happen to miss a day for some reason or other, don't beat yourself up for it. Just say, okay, I missed a day. I'm going to start over. We take it one day at a time. But just think about in that 30 days, if you meditate 25 times out of 30, that's quite an accomplishment. And you will feel a difference in your day. So instead of, missing a couple days and then judging yourself and saying, oh, I must not be able to meditate. No, just say, okay, I missed it for some reason. Maybe learn from it and figure out what's keeping you from being able to do it, or try to figure out, make it better in your schedule. But just try to challenge yourself to do it for 30 days. And whether you do it in a studio like ours here in Fort Lauderdale, or whether you go online and do an online program, whether you're listening to an app or you're listening to a YouTube or you go wherever, we are so connected now that you can meditate in so many different ways. Just try to do it and figure out what works for you. And you have to find what works for you. That's what's important.
Yeah, and I just want to share with you newbies, because I know there's a lot of people watching that. It's showing up that we have a lot of people watching here, that if you don't know how to meditate and you're going to get frustrated at the beginning, let me just share with you a story about me. When I owned my gym, and it was huge, I had 2,000 members, 80 employees, stressed out of my mind, 2 toddlers I was raising in the business, and I started to learn how to meditate. And I had been teaching boot camp, spinning, and go, go, go. I hated meditating. I could not stand it. I would sit there even for 5 minutes and my mind would tell me, this sucks. This is terrible. This is boring. This is like aggravating me. And I kept on because I'm very disciplined, and I kept on doing it and kept on doing it. And I would say I really despised it for a good 15 to 30 days. Wow. Really. And then something changed inside of me, and I thought, wow, this is pretty cool. And by like day 60, I would say, something really just switched in me. And I found this peaceful state of being. And like I've shared on some of these videos, now I can go to the beach and lie on a lounge chair, and there could be kids throwing footballs and kids screaming and parents and drunk people, and I'll lie there and I'll do my breathing and I'll meditate without even listening to anything besides the ocean, the trees, the birds. And I can go into this state of being for a good 60 minutes where I don't see or hear, and like what you said earlier, the distractions are all around us. Even here, when I owned a gym, I had massage rooms, and there were distractions everywhere. Sure. But what you do is you hear the noise, but then you go right back into your peaceful state of being, and you just program your mind. And eventually, no matter how hard it is for you, no matter how much you don't love it at the beginning, eventually, if you are consistent with your practice, something will change in you, and you're going to be so happy because it really changes your life.
It really does. And I'm so passionate about it because I've been doing this for a long time, and I've seen it change people's lives. I've seen how it's created a difference. And I have to say, I have a really good friend who I had to really twist his arm to start meditating, and he's in his 70s, and I've known him for over 30 years. And I got him to start coming in and taking classes. And he came in last week and he said, I just have to tell you, thank you for pushing me through it, because it really helped change my life. Because look at somebody who's in retirement now. And it's one of those, you get into that situation and people are like, okay, I'm looking forward to retirement. I get to lie around the house. I don't have a whole lot to do. But what happens after a while is you kind of you lose a little purpose in your life. What am I waking up for every day? What is my purpose? And so when you lose that and you start to feel like, well, boy, why am I getting up today? I might as well just stay in bed. And that's kind of like where he had gotten. And I taught him meditation, and it really opened him up to explore and connect to the things that he values most in life, and to find a direction to take those values and use them, and wake up every day and say, what am I going to do to live according to my values today? Am I going to go out and volunteer? Am I going to go do this? Am I going to go do that? And it really changed his life. And it's changed lives in so many people. I've worked with so many people that are dealing with addictions, or struggling with weight, or struggling with relationships, or just struggling with anxiety. We're anxiety nation these days, right?
Yeah.
Meditation is one of the greatest ways to break through that anxiety, because anxiety is just worry amped up, right? So we start worrying about what's coming next. Well, what'll happen if this happens? What direction is our country going in? Or why are people talking like that? Or why am I so offended by what this guy said? We get so caught up in all these things that we're in this vicious cycle of doom, where when you sit in meditation, you start to focus on, you know what? This is my world. This is my world. My friends and family, that's my world. My community, the community right around me, that's my world. But once you get outside of that, I can't change anything other than voting and doing this or that. Little things, volunteering or donating money. But why am I so caught up in things that I can't change? Why am I so caught up in things that I have no say over? We get so worried about things we can't change, when reality is, let's just focus on our world. And if we look around us and say, well, this is my world, and it's pretty nice and peaceful. You look at your friends and family. Okay, some of them you like more than others, but okay, that's still my family, and that's my world. We look at our community, and okay, we can go out and help our community, or we can be part of our community, and that's great. But again, once you get past that, how much influence do you have on the world? So meditation allows you to see, and it's a self-centered practice. But doesn't mean it's selfish. What happens is it helps you replenish and re-nourish your spirit. And you think about, if you're a real loving person, or you're somebody who's a healer, if you're one of these people that just keeps giving and giving and giving and doesn't take care of themselves, eventually that cup runs out. You lose that, what's driving me. And that's when you see people that work in stressful jobs that are dealing with health or anything like that. Eventually they turn to things to try to help themselves feel better, like alcohol or drugs or any kind of addiction. And so you see all this, or food, where the reality is all they need to do is sit and focus and let yourself refill those cups. Refill that cup of love until it flows over, and then you're giving from a cup of abundance rather than scraping from the bottom.
Yes. So. And going within, and we're going to wrap this video up so we don't talk, because we can sit here and talk forever.
She's a talker.
You too.
Throat chakra.
But anyway, going within is everything.
Sure.
And I love what you just stated, but also you get to know yourself better when you go within and you meditate. And once you get to know what's inside of your soul, your whole life changes, because then you're getting in touch with your true, authentic self, and you're not wearing a mask and pretending to be somebody that you're not.
Right.
When you meditate, you learn how to love yourself more. You learn how to listen to your truth that's inside of your spirit, inside of your soul. And once you could do that, you could encounter anything in your life. And we were talking earlier about relationships. When you want to find your soulmate, if you don't have one, or you're not in a healthy relationship, when you meditate and you go within and you quiet your mind and you listen to your spirit guides you in the right direction in life. And then that love of your life comes into your life when you're whole and when you're complete. And meditation brings on the wholeness and that self-love, and it makes you complete, where you don't need another person to complete you, because you're going to complete yourself. I think that's so powerful to learn with meditation.
Yeah, the big thing I talk about almost every class and with every person is that authentic truth that lies inside. That we get so beat down in our life, like people telling you who you should be, what you should be thinking, what you should be doing with yourself. Our society, people are telling us what we should be looking for to be happy. We need this thing to be happy. We need that to be happy. We need to do this. But the reality is that authenticity gets covered up. Over the years, it gets covered up, and we get that light gets dimmed. And I like to say in meditation, it's like peeling back an onion. And every time you sit in meditation, you're pulling back another layer. And there goes that peeling onion. Eventually you get to that light of truth inside of you. And once you connect with that light will shine and guide you and point you in the direction that you need to go. And that's the greatest thing about meditation.
Yes, and that light that shines so bright that we both have, right? That light attracts other lights, and we light empaths is
Right.
what we call ourselves. Light healers
Exactly.
is what is going to change the world. So start meditating. Somebody else is here. I know he has to go.
MeditateFortLauderdale.com. Check us out.
Check us out and come to my class also Monday and Friday, 9:30 to 10:30. Move your body, start stretching, and meditate all at the same time, and breathe, and have fun.
Very good.
Okay, bye.
Bye, guys.
Namaste. Have a beautiful day. Thank you.